Welcome to Warriors Abyss. I am Rogue Dubs. Today's video, we're going to be doing the Wu tier list. A couple notes before we start here, just some housekeeping notes here. We found out that there are going to be some changes to a lot of different heroes with Update 4. They are going to be changing some attack values, some Musou attack values. For the purposes of these current tier lists that I'm doing, I'm not going to take into account those updates. I wanted to get this done, get this out, my opinion, before the changes, and then we'll go back and do a revised version of this at some point later. But I've played with almost all the characters. I played with all Dynasty Warriors now as of last night. I finished last night on stream all Dynasty Warriors. So I want to get my thoughts out there for the characters as they are before Update 4. So in the future, if you're watching this was the ranking before the Ninja Gaiden characters were added. So we're going to rank them with the idea that those changes are coming, but not going to factor in the balance changes that are coming because there's no way to know how they'll affect the character. We're just going to keep it the way it is, discussing the weighting a little bit of the rankings first. So primarily this ranking is going to be based on the character's traits, on their natural trait and their unique weapon, their possessions, so Wu, Brave General, Grace, things like that, how those affect how easy they are to use, their move set, so things like how much range they have with their attacks, how fast they are with their attacks, how much they move as they're attacking, which helps you kind of get out of danger if you need to, their Musou attacks, their Musou finishers, their X attacks. That's a big part of it. And the last thing, kind of a subjective thing, how fun they are. This can boost someone, it can drop someone, the fun factor. But for the most part, will be objective on the first two things, subjective on the fun aspect. That being said, too, wanted to make a note on the Wu faction as a whole. We're going to do Wu in this video and other Dynasty Warriors, so the Lu Bu faction, Dong Zhuo, we're going to include them as well. So there'll be 24 total characters in this ranking. Wu has, similar to Wei, very good support. They have flat attack scaling or boosting from Sun Xuan. It's only 40% attack boost as opposed to 70 for some reason that Cao Cao has. They have barrier damage from Sun Ce. They have cooldown reduction with Lu Meng. And they have status infliction 100% with Lu Xun, that is. They also, of course, can't say anything about Wu without talking about their burn support. So this faction is pretty much almost exclusively focused on flame. Characters like Zhou Yu and Sun Jian cause the explosion effect when you inflict flame or when you defeat enemies that have that with flame. Ironically, though, to make the patented flame plague build we talked about on this channel, where the flame explosions spread and they do tons of damage, you need Tadakatsu Honda and young Yukimura Sanada for that, who are not Wu. So little irony there. They don't have the burn 100% bonus. They just have Gan Ning, who has 100% slay as far as that element support goes. But they've got Ling Tong, who gives you bonus burn. Musou charging. There's things to like about the burn support they have. It's obviously very strong. Most characters have burn emblems. A lot of them do. They have good charm support as well, which is great. So this is a really strong faction. Flame is very comfy to use. It's very nice in phases. And then in bosses, as long as you have some barrier damage and some flat attack scaling, you're going to be good. So Wu overall is in a good spot. They're strong. Not as strong as Wei, but I would say they're probably the second strongest faction in the game. Toyotomi is very strong too, but I think Wu is right there because they have element support as well as flat attack support. I'm not going to waste any time here. You may have noticed there's an F tier here. We will discuss who's going to be in that, but for right now, let's get to our first character. So first up is Zhou Yu. Looking at his traits, he has a 5% attack bonus for every Wu emblem. His normal attacks will gain the flame attribute of his health below 50%. Hopefully you won't need that. He charges Musou when he inflicts burn. He got a 30% flat attack bonus for level boss enemies. He has Wisdom, Charm, and Flame. Incredible starting emblems. He is Wu, Strategist, and Grace. Zhou Yu is going to be... We're starting off really strong here. He's going to be in S tier. This is one of my favorite characters in all of the games. His moveset is incredible. He gets 100% bonus attack from Xiao Chao. His wife gives him 100% attack bonus if you have her sister in your general party. He gets 100% attack bonus from Mature Yukimura Sanada, having Wisdom if you can activate MYS. He starts with 3 of the best emblems in the game that help him on his path towards getting what he needs to be incredibly strong. His Musou is good. His X attacks are amazing. He's got great movement, huge range. He enables a ton of stuff with his traits. He gets bonus bonus attack toward level boss enemies. Strategist has status infliction as well. Can also get some attack from Strategist. Just an incredible character. I'm really trying not to start out putting a bunch of guys in S tier, but Zhou Yu deserves his S ranking because of how easy it is to get his attack values to go crazy and his moveset combined with pretty good traits. His traits are the only thing about him that are not, amazing, and they're still excellent because he gets the attack bonus from Wu emblems, which signifies you taking Wu. He gets bonus Musou, which is something off of Flame, and that level boss bonus. So starting off strong in S tier. Moving over to Zhou Yu's close personal friend, his ruler from the games, Sun Ce. Traits here, he has the same thing. He gains 5% attack for every Wu emblem. Normal attacks gain Bolt attribute while health below 50%. He gets 1 second reduction when inflict shock, and a 3% attack bonus when you move on to the next without being hit by enemy attack. A max 50% bonus there. He's got skill and Bolt. He's got Wu and Brave General. Those are the things that matter for attack scaling. Sun Ce is going to be, and it might surprise people a little bit based on what we just said, but he's going to be in A tier. The reason for that is a sort of a combination of things, right? He's kind of on his own with this Bolt thing that he has going on. Like, he's incentivizing you to take shock, which is not really what they do. He does get the same thing as Zhou Yu, where if you have Da Chao, his wife, you get 100% attack bonus, and MYS is enabled for 100% attack bonus. But his moveset is not quite as good as Zhou Yu's. It's still very strong. I was very impressed with him. I generally like using him, but he just doesn't ascend to that level that Zhou Yu gets to with his moveset, with his Musou attacks. He's got a lot of good stuff going for him. He's also Brave General, of course, but he's kind of let down by the shock synergies with his stuff, and also just sort of his moveset not being as excellent as Zhou Yu. So for that reason, we're putting Sun Ce in A. Next up is Sun Shengzhang, or SSX. She's often referred to in the community for ease. Her traits: she increases a symbol gauge by 10% for every Wu emblem, charges a symbol gauge when you inflict disorient, so 2 symbol synergies right there. She gets a 30% attack bonus on charge attacks with enemy barriers, and a Musou attack charge by 1% when destroying projectiles. Her possessions here: Flower of War and Wu. Those are the relevant ones. She also has skill and wind. So once again, with SSX, we have a character that's kind of on an island as far as having this disorient thing going on. Her traits lean into a symbol quite a lot, but her assemble finisher is not like amazing. Her moveset is good. It's been a while since I've used her, but I don't remember being, absolutely blown away by Sun Sheng-Zhang. Like the Flower of War stuff, it's good, right? It's not as strong as some of the other synergies with different factions. I hope they maybe touch that. I'm not sure if they will. But all this to say, with SSX, I'm feeling a B tier here. I still like her, to be clear, and I think she's still underrated potentially, but just doesn't have something that sticks out as far as her X attacks or her moveset that makes her really great. I mean, she's really good for phases, I think. It's just really bosses we're wondering about, does she have what she needs to take on Goma on high traversal? I'm just not sure. So I'm putting her in B. A little forgettable, maybe. So we're gonna move on here. Okay. We are moving on to Xiao Qiao, which is the hardest name for me to say in all of these games, in this game so far. It's very difficult for me to say it correctly. Anyway, traits, she gets 5% increase for every Grace emblem. The archer enemy's damage does not matter. She gets a 5% bonus for every Wu emblem, and she replenishes health from storm projectiles. Okay, fine. Her possessions are Charm, Wu, Flower of War, and Grace. We're also getting more Grace with the update. We're getting 2 additional Grace in the new update. If you watched the video on Xiao Qiao, this will not be surprising to you. She's S tier. She's S tier. Her X on her charge 3, I think is probably one of the strongest X attacks in the entire game. She spins, holding the fans out. Roll the clip. That's pretty good. Dude. Watch my symbol gauge. Yeah, I mean, this is a case of a character having something that's so incredible, and we'll see another example later in this video. No spoilers. Of something that is so strong that you just got to give it up. Great design. Her moveset otherwise too, she's always moving forward. Her moveset is very satisfying. It's got good range. She doesn't stop. She doesn't pause very much. She just keeps on attacking. Her Muso is fine. It's pretty good. Her possessions are nothing. Her player traits, though, getting bonus defense is really good for high traversal. I mean, I'm really wanting to take Xiao Qiao all the way to the end. I'm wanting to get her to traversal 6. I probably will do that. There are a couple characters that I really want to that I think are underappreciated by the community. So like last video, I said to use Wang Yi if you have not yet. Xiao Qiao is one of those in this video. She is unbelievable. Just you're gonna have to trust me. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you saw the video, you saw my reaction. You saw that clip just now. Love this character. Love her moveset. I'm blown away because I always kind of overlooked this character in the past, but they've done a great job here with her. Next up is Lu Meng. He gets an attack bonus by 30% for level boss enemies on his main trait. His unique weapon gives him a 10% assemble charge for every Wu emblem, 100% XP bonus when enemies defeated with Muso attacks. He starts with skill and slay. He's Wu and talent. This is a forgettable character to me. I remember thinking he was slow, and I remember not being blown away. He's going to go in C tier. It's just his. I think his Muso was also very middling. Just not one that I was disappointed because I usually love Lumong, and I just didn't have a lot to hold on to when I played as him. His traits are all good, like they're fine, but it doesn't help you really scale your attack a lot. And Wu talent is just boring. It's just like, you know, there's some talent attack bonuses here and there. They're not very powerful. It's kind of like a last ditch effort sort of thing you can find, but you know, it's the kind of thing where he does have skill. You know, you could get MYS on him, so he has that going for him. Deserving of C, I think he's still fine to use. I don't think he's bad at all. He's just kind of for like C tier is for like, yes, I finished the run. I wasn't blown away. You know what I mean? Like I didn't struggle overly, but I wasn't like, wow, this is awesome. So we're gonna keep Lumong in C. I don't have much else to say about him. Let's move on. We're on to Huang Gai. He gets a 5% attack bonus every Wu emblem. He has the barrier for Sin Spearer enemy defeats, which is impossible to activate. Basically, you almost never get it. He gets a 50% attack bonus for 20 seconds when hit by an enemy. He has got Wu and Might, Strength, and Flame. Huang Gai, especially with that Might edition, is going in A tier. He's also got, as well, a unique action. It's kind of hard to do, but after charge attack 1, you can do a dash attack, which is really cool. He like kind of spins forward like a typhoon. It's really it's good. It's really fun to do. But he gets A tier. A lot of it is based on, you know, he gets 5% attack points for Wu, which I love. You get all the Wu, then you have, you know, a ton of attack scaling that way. He's got Might, which when you have Rachel, you're going to get 100% attack bonus with that. But it's all about Boat Huang Gai. Boat Huang Gai is one of the best changes they've ever made to these games. It's extremely fun. He used to have just a basic flail, and it was just so boring. And they gave him a big boat that he moves a ton with. He like surfs around in little cool angles through the battlefield. His Muso attacks are wrestling moves. I mean, they did a huge glow up with Huang Gai. I really love him. I want to use him more. Just have not had occasion to. But by strength of the fun factor plus the might, I'm putting Huang Gai in A tier for me. Okay, so Gan Ning is next. He gets 1 second cut from summon cooldown when you inflict wound. A 50% attack bonus for 20 seconds when you level up, which is it's fine. It's not going to happen mid-fight against a boss, so I'm not crazy about it. He gets a 3% attack bonus for every speed emblem, and he causes an explosion that damages nearby enemies when you destroy projectiles. His possessions are Wu and Brave General. Starts with Speed and Slay. So Speed is getting a huge buff. Obviously, with the update, having INA giving plus 50% attack for speed characters, and then Momiji giving you plus 5% attack per speed emblem. So he's going to get plus 8% attack per speed emblem that you pick up. Really, I mean, I'm putting Gan Ning in B, and the reason is, you know, if Huang Gai is one of the best glow-ups they've ever done, Gan Ning is one of the worst, like, phase they've ever done. Like the changes that they made to Gan Ning, taking away his like pirate sword that he would run around the battlefield holding it like this and charging through people. Like, why did they do that, man? It was so fun. Flails are just not my favorite thing in the game. His Muso as well is targeted. A lot of his attacks are targeted to one enemy. He just doesn't have a ton of good stuff going for him on his moveset, his base movesets that make you really say wow when you're fighting bosses. You're gonna be fine. Like Gan Ning can definitely go to high traversal. This is really more of an opinion feel for me. He's not very fun. He's not fun enough to play. That's my whole thing with Gan Ning. Just not fun enough to play. Going on to Ling Tong here. He cuts 1 second from summon cooldown when you inflict burn. He has a plus 50% attack for 5 seconds, which is nothing. When you acquire Karma Embers, adds 50% of speed to attack. Starts with Flame and Speed and Woo. You know, that's the only thing that matters for Ling Tong. So similarly to Ling Tong, who we just talked about, he does have the speed, but I'm going to drop him down to C. And it's really what I just talked about with Gan Ning, right? Just not fun enough to play. Like I don't look forward to using him, you know? There's not enough movement, not enough that gets me excited, you know? His X attacks are too like in one spot. They're too slow. They don't do enough, you know? It's just, he's kind of I find him a little bit boring to use. So that's kind of the cardinal sin with these factions, you know? Because the factions have so much support that it's hard to put them in D and lower because they just have such great support, right? Especially like Ling Tong. I mean, he can get Sun Ce, he can get Sun Xuan, and have all the attack scaling, but for what? You know, for what purpose? And then his traits are bad too. So putting him in C. Next up is Sun Jian. He gets a 5% attack bonus for every Wu emblem. Increases attack by 50% for enemies with burn. Increase Musou charge by 10% for every Wu emblem. Charges him by 20% and take hits from enemies. He has got Wu, Brave General, Vigor, and Strength. This is an S tier character. Sun Jian has one of the best sets of traits in the entire game. Getting bonus attack for Wu emblems, on top of getting plus 50% attack for enemies that are afflicted with burn, and he's charging his Musou attacks. He's charging his Musou gauge when he picks up Wu emblems, and he charges his symbol when he gets hit. And he has Brave General. So this is a character that has everything going for him in faction, and he has some support outside of faction too. You can also get attack bonus from Munashige Tachibana, who I often forget about, having strength. Just one of those characters that is really fun to use as well. His moveset is very satisfying. It's very crunchy. This was the video we showed off the Flame Plague build with. That was a great video. Did really well on the channel. People liked it a lot. And it's, you know, something that Rick Arders on the channel kind of pioneered and turned me on to, and also I guess a lot of people here as well. So Sun Jian, if you've not tried him yet, if you've not tried Flame Plague, you've got to try it. Especially with the attack bonus toward burn enemies, enemies that have burn. He's just crazy. He's just really, really, really strong. Like, also one of the only rulers that has Brave General. So he gets all that good stuff too. Just an incredible character. All right, we're on to Sun Xuan. He increases his defense by 5% for every Wu emblem. He makes it more likely for heroes with Wu emblems to appear crystal saplings. Charges a symbol when you acquire XP. He's got Charm and Flame to start with. Only Wu on his possessions that matters for attack scaling. Sun Xuan is one of my favorite characters in the entire game. He's going to be an A, and the reason is he doesn't have the stuff Zhou Yu has, where Zhou Yu has 2 more sources of 100% bonus attack. Xuan just does not have that. He doesn't have Brave General. He doesn't have you know, he doesn't have something else like strength or speed or might. He's just a very good character to use. He's very, he's got a very strong move set. His unique action as well. If you move or charge attack, your weapon lights on fire, which then makes your charge attacks do bonus flame damage. I think that's what it does. I don't really know. It doesn't tell me. But one of my favorite characters in all of Warriors games. Doesn't quite have the attack scaling. That's why he's an A, but he gets by just based on how fun he is to use and how strong his moveset is. And his unique action is probably one of the best unique actions in the whole game, if it weren't for Sima Yi. So, pains me to put him in A, but I gotta be honest, I'm gonna put him in A. Okay, we're on to Da Chao. She increases defense by 5% for every Grace emblem. Gets a 5% bonus attack toward archer enemies, does not matter. She has 5% attack bonus with Wu emblems. She charges them when destroying projectiles, also does not matter. Grace, charm only with Wu, Flower of War, and Grace. She's got 1-star ease of use, and I would absolutely agree with that. This is going to be our first faction person that we put in D. Not a very fun character to use. Sort of tough to make work well. Her X attacks are not great. Like when you're playing with Da Chao, you're like, oh, this is okay. You know, like it's just like it doesn't feel. You feel like you're kind of very fragile and like you could die any second. Like it's the way that Xiao Qiao used to feel as well. They both used to feel very spooky to use. I think she's not terrible. She's not like the worst character in the game, but she's definitely I'd say probably the worst Wu. Spoiler alert, but not so horrific to belong in F tier because mostly of her faction bonuses. So we're putting her in D. We got Lu Su next. More likely for heroes with Wu to appear. Increases a symbol charge by 10% for Wu emblems. Increases the amount of Tears of Blood acquired by 50%. He's got strength and wisdom, Wu, and talent. Look, you know, it's another situation. He's gonna be in C tier just because he's not very fun to use. Like, he's very comfy. He's got very comfy things about him. Finding more Wu, you know, more Wu characters, you know, getting more Tears of Blood, having wisdom. You could get potentially Mature Yukimura Sanada online with him. You can get Munoshiga Tachibana with him potentially. If you have, you know, some nice wisdom Record of Sin that gives you bonus wisdom emblems, you could do Kobayakawa for crazy attack scaling on him. But just not one that sticks out to me as being very fun to use. Not one that I really love, a character that I enjoy playing as. Only used him one time, and I'm not hankering to go back, is what I'll say. We're on to Lu Xun. He increases defense by 5% for every Wu emblem. Charges Muso when he inflicts burn. He gets a Muso charge by 10% for every Wu emblem. And he gets the experience bonus by 100% when enemies are defeated with Muso attacks. He's got Wisdom, Flame, Wu, and Strategist. Lu Xun is going to be in B, at the very top of B. He's got a really good moveset. Really good. He just doesn't have any attack scaling on his traits. And his Muso, like, you think his Muso is incredible from all of these Muso bonuses he gets, right? But it's not. It's not excellent. He's top of B is correct for Lu Xun. He doesn't quite have the sauce the way some people do. But I really like him. I would like to use him more. Like, he's the opposite of God Ning. Like, God Ning is in B just because of the strength of his possessions and also his traits. But I don't really feel like using him anymore. I will, But Lu Xun, I genuinely want to play as him. I do. But he doesn't quite have as excellent a moveset as Sun Xuan, who has kind of similar issues with their possessions. So he's down here. So B for Lu Xun, but a high B. Let's move on. Taishi Ci, who we saw yesterday, his traits, he bestows normal attacks with the wind attribute when health below 50%, increases attack by 7% for every Jiangdong hero emblem, and charges Musou by 1% when projectiles are destroyed. His possessions are Strength, Wind, Wu, Brave General, Jiangdong hero. We used Taishi Ci yesterday. This is another example of a character that it's tragic for me. I used to love Taishi Ci. He was one of my favorite characters in the past, but he's just not he's just not fun enough to use. It's just his X attacks, he stands too still during them. His traits are not strong enough. The Jiangdong heroes are annoying to look for. They're mostly Wu, so there's that. But then he has no bonus on burn. You know, I mean, he's got the tank build side of things, but his X attacks are pretty middling. His Musou attack is bad. He just kind of shoots a wind thing forward. But he's got Brave General. He belongs in C, and you know, he's got some things going for him. So we're gonna leave him in C. Is what it is. Okay, we're finally here at Zhou Tai. Very fan favorite for most people. Attack speed by 10% for 10 seconds when you one-hit kill an enemy. He gets Musou charge by 50% after 1,000 consecutive hits. Not the best. And he gets a 30% attack bonus for charged attacks toward barriers, which is very nice. He's got Skill and Slay and Wu. Doesn't have Brave General for some reason, even though he has withstained multiple fatal wounds while protecting Sun Xuan as his personal bodyguard. Don't really get that, but we're gonna put Zhou Tai right at the top of A. The only reason he's not an S is just because of his support. You know, if he had Brave General and he had some kind of attack scaling, he would be S, but he doesn't. His X attacks are great. His Musou is pretty good. Very fun character to use. One of the most fun characters to use in the whole faction. That's probably why he's one of the most favorite for people. I will say, like, I really like a lot of his aerial attacks in the past, and not having a jump ability kind of detriments Zhou Tai a little bit, as well as some other ones. I mean, Wu has a lot of really great aerial characters, like Zhou Yu as well. And not having jump, I think, is kind of a bit of a detriment to some of them. But we got dash, I guess, so it is what it is. So that's going to round out the Wu side of things. Let's move over to other Dynasty Warriors and talk about the other characters in Dynasty Warriors. We're leading off with Zhang Jiao. He triggers Memories of the Dead more frequently, bestows normal attacks with Flame while health is above 80%, replenishes 1% when you start projectiles. It's a worthless ability. He's got Independent and Talent. Those are the attack scaling possessions with Charm and Flame. It has been a long time since I used Zhang Jiao. People hate on him a lot. I remember thinking he was fun. His traits are god-awful. God-awful. But Independent got some support from Yumiya. He does have some talent support as well. But other than that, he's missing quite a bit of stuff to make him better than C. He's going to struggle to find barrier damage. You can really only do like Dong Zhuo for that with his unique tactic. Not my favorite character, other than the Origins glow up, which was huge. But this version of Zhang Jiao is just very silly. You know, nothing wrong with silly characters, but not my favorite. We're going to drop him in C. I remember him being fun. I think he was the most fun of the sea people that are here. I had the most fun, I recall, with Zhang Zhao. Here he is, the moment you've all been waiting for. It is Yuan Shao. First glance, his traits don't seem terrible. He gets a Musou charge by 10% for every Grace emblem. He charges slightly a symbol when he inflicts shock, and he gets bonus Tears of Blood by 50%. His possessions are Charm and Bolt. His traits give you no attack scaling. None of them. None of them. None of his cards on his possessions give you attack scaling. If you've watched the channel before, if you've been here before, if you're familiar with the lore of the channel, this is the worst character in the game, in my opinion. In most people's opinion, he is the quintessential F tier. Horrific moveset. Horrible. His charge 3, at least he moves a little bit, but he gets worse. As he gets his X attacks, he stands still longer. They do less damage. You actively do not want to get skill with Yuan Shao because his X attacks are bad. His Musou attack has no range, and it sucks. He cannot get any attack scaling from his possessions. You have to do a Soaring Blade and pretend that he's a blank slate, nothing character. At least he gives you the Tears of Blood to help you do that, but he is pure trash. The Musou charging on his traits is a funny joke because his Musou is horrifically bad. Charging a symbol slightly with shock, who cares? Who cares? Like you can try to build shock, but you really want to get the Yuegenic Zodiac. That's the only thing that's going to work, is to lean into Wei and go for Yuegen. If you're trying to get high traversal done with Yuan Shao, you're going to need some Soaring Blade craziness to get it done. Horrific character. We'll keep playing him for content, but the worst character in the game. It does not get worse than Yuan Shao. Now, for the other side of things, Diao Chan increases total charm by 50%. Charm emblems gained. She gets 10% attack bonus for every Dong Zhuo emblem. Replenishes health by 1% after every 50 enemies defeated. Increase Musou, increase experience by 100% when enemies are defeated with Musou attacks. She starts with the Dong Zhuo army. She's got Lu Bu army. She's got Charm. Diao Chan is going straight into S, just above Xiao Qiao. It should be like this. Just a remarkable character. Some of the best X attacks in the game. She buffs her attack and attack speed with her first EX attack, and then her second EX attack is a gigantic slashing effect with her whip, and then she slides to move out of danger afterwards. Her Musou attack is the strongest Musou attack in the entire game. She does a tornado of Sakura petals that lasts forever. It can clear an entire stage by itself, up to like the Frozen Wastes, the end of Frozen Wastes. She is a remarkably strong character. You get Rally every time you use her. As long as you marginally go for charm emblems, you will get Rally, which is the strongest emblem effect in the game, giving you 3% attack and defense for every character that you have. There's more Dong Zhuo army than you realize. Jia Shu and Zhang Liao also have Dong Zhuo army. In addition to her, Lu Bu, Dong Zhuo himself. I think there's 6 total. I think Chen Gong has it too. But you can get some attack scaling with her. Her barrier damage is there. You can get that from Lu Linqi's unique tactic. As long as you have some kind of barrier damage otherwise from a Record of Sin or something, you're good. You're off to the races. Use Diao Chan. Don't get 8 skill as fast as you can when you use her, but lean on her Musou attack and get a ton of charm. extremely fun character. One of the most fun characters in this entire list, easily. Ping-ponging back down, Chen Gong has a unique trait that no one else has. He makes it more likely for Brave General emblems to appear at Crystal Saplings. He gets a Musou charge by 20% for every Lubu army emblem, which is crazy. He gets a Musou charge by 20% when health is above 80%. His possessions are only Lubu army and strategist with Wisdom and Bolt, which are very good starting emblems. Chen Gong is going to be a light D. It's a light D. He's a very interesting character because finding Brave Generals more often allows you to enable the UAGen Exodia very easily. It allows you to do some other very fun things that are strong, but his moveset is terrible. He has these Musou attack buffing things. His Musou attack is awful. It's bad. His moveset's not fun. He stands too still. You're not getting any attack scaling with him. You can only get the barrier damage scaling from Lulinchi with Lubu army. You could get MYS online. That's something you could do. So MYS being there makes him a D tier character, and then that unique trait making Brave Generals more likely to appear is really interesting. It's pretty fun. So it's really just like a symbol build that you make with him, which to be fair is what you're gonna do on high traversals, but it's not gonna be any fun because he's just not fun to use. Period. So next is Zhu Rong. She gets her attack bonus by 50% for 20 seconds when hit by an enemy. She gets a 50% attack bonus toward enemies with Burn. It increases attack speed for 5 seconds when you interrupt an enemy's telegraph attack. She's got Speed and Flame, Independent, Brave General, very efficient character in terms of her design. Really had a great time using her in the video just recently on the channel here. We're gonna put Zhu Rong at A right here. Really enjoyed this character. Thought she was very, very strong. Loved her moveset. The bonus attack for enemies with Burn is great. You know, getting the bonus attack when hit by an enemy is also kind of good. And then Speed is going to make her even better. I was thinking it's possible on Transcendence they might give her Might, which would make her the only Might Speed character, which would be crazy because then you could get Rachel, you could get INA and Momiji all on her, and she would be absurd. That would be really fun. If they do that, that'd be awesome. But a really fun character. Had a great time. Would use her again easily. Really had fun with the Zhu Rong. Use her if you have it. Independent and Brave General is good. That's about all you need. You can get Yumiya on there. You can get, of course, Ujiyasu Hojo, and you can add Ming Huo, who gives her plus 100% attack as well. So she has multiple places to get attack from with her emblems and who she is, with Ming Huo being her husband. So very cool. Very fun character. We're kind of going back and forth here in other Dynasty Warriors. We're on to Dong Zhuo now. He gets a 100% bonus to Tears of Blood. He increases attack when he interrupts telegraph attack, and he gets a 5% attack bonus for every 1,000 Tears of Blood you possess. His possessions are worthless. Dong Zhuo Army, Ruler, and Zhiliang give you no attack scaling. He has Vigor and Flame, which also currently have no attack scaling. Dong Zhuo, we can talk about this, if you guys want to. He's an F tier character. He's not fun to use. His X attacks make him okay. It's fine. He's got this, unique action where he lays the bombs and then blows them up, which is fun, but he stands so still. You start noticing how bad it is when you are on Traversal 3, which is a bad sign. It is not good. If you hit Traversal 3 and you are really struggling, something is wrong. At least for me. That's how I feel. With this character in particular. just not one I look forward to using. I've used him a lot on the channel, actually. People like recommending him to me, which is cool. But he's tough. His Musou is pretty good. He at least has some redeeming qualities, unlike Yuan Shao, but he has no attack scaling from anywhere. It's not fun to play as him. You have nothing you can do. It's just it sucks. It sucks using him. Period. Like I said, we're ping ponging here. We're on Lu Bu, right? Okay. So his traits are just nuts. He makes defeated enemies explode when you defeat them, dealing damage to my enemies. He charges Musou when you inflict shock. He gets a plus 10% attack for every Lu Bu army emblem, and then a attack and defense bonus by 50% if you have red hair treasure. So he's got, his possessions are crazy, of course. 2 vigor, 1 skill, 1 bolt, Lu Bu army, brave general, might. Those are the relevant ones. But this is Lu Bu. You know, you ain't. I mean, I don't have to tell you. You know, he's top of S tier in this tier list. If you get all the Lu Bu army, I think there's 6 of them total with Zhang Liao included. So you get a 60% attack bonus there. You get more attack from MYS with his Japan's Greatest Warrior because he has skill. You're going to get 100% bonus with Rachel now with him having might. And then if you have Diao Chan as well in your party, you get 100% bonus attack there. If you had Ujiyasu Hojo and Lu Linchi, you're looking at 200% bonus barrier damage and 360% bonus attack. That's before adding in something like, you know, Motonori Mori or anything like that, right? I mean, and then you put in maybe Genshio to buff the Bolt attribute. You can do so many things with Lu Bu. His attacks are amazing. His moveset is incredible. He has the choke slam on his X attack, which is invincible during. His Musou attack is great. You can aim it a little bit, the giant beam. It's very strong, of course. You know, one of those characters in every game. He's always one of the best. He's even, like, I would say a little bit not quite as powerful as he has been in the past in this game. And he's still SSS tier, one of the strongest characters in the game, would be the strongest were it not for MYS. We all know I was going to say that. It's not a spoiler. Like, it's MYS, I mean, period. So, but he's going to be an S. I think his attack scaling actually can be higher than MYS, but still, he belongs in S tier. No need to argue too much about it. This is kind of a weird one for me. So we're on to Lu Linchi. She gets an attack speed bonus by 55% for 10 seconds after evading. 10% bonus attack for the Lu Bu army emblem. She gets attack and defense by 50% bonus for 10 seconds when you acquire Peach. She has a unique action when you throw the weapon. You can press a certain button to modify the attack. I could not figure this out when I was using her. I found it very difficult to use. Her possessions are, of course, Lu Bu army, Dongjua army, Flower of War, Speed, and Slay. Lu Linchi, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was disappointed with her. I think she's good. I think I should probably use her again, but I didn't have a great time using her. I couldn't figure out the unique action. She also, if you're using her, you lose access to her barrier damage effect, obviously, for Lu Bu army. You got to find it from somewhere else, and I don't think you can find it anywhere else yet. Her speed emblem is going to make her very good. So, you know, it's okay. She's fine, but for me, personally, I have her in B tier. I know people really like her, so it kind of is what it is, honestly. I mean, probably the only real mid-tier person that we've had the only B tier we've had, everyone else we've kind of really hated or really loved. So let's cover the last one here. And last up is Ming Huo. He revives when health reaches 0 up to 1 time. Crazy. He gets a 10% increase to maximum health increase from peach trees, an additional 10%. And then he gets an attack raise when he acquires peaches. He's got Vigor and Flame, Independent, and Might. Those are the relevant emblems for and possessions for attack. Look, I'm putting Minghuo in C. You know, I thought about putting him in D, but I think he's really fun. He's very unique. He makes the big palm tree and throws the coconuts around. It's just a fun time. You know, he modifies his weapon on charge attack. That's the unique action. He has the revival as well. With Might, he's going to get 100% bonus attack with Rachel. He has Independent, so he gets some bonus attack from Yumiya as well from that. If you have her in your party. Missing out on barrier damage, but that's okay. I like Minghuo. Minghuo is in C just because he's pretty slow, right? And his traits are kind of lame other than the revival, which is crazy. But I just think he's silly and fun. So we're putting him and Zheng Jiao in the C tier for being different and kind of interesting, but not particularly strong, right? But that's the list. Obviously, it was very different from the Wei list. We didn't have anyone in D for Wei, and we finally are kind of putting some people down a bit here. This will probably be the worst that it gets. This is probably going to be the lowest rated tier list that we do, like as far as like average rank. But we got 5 S's in there and 5 A's, so there's still some great stuff to find in here. The next one's going to be Shu with the guests, so I'm going to wait until the update drops and the Ninja Gaiden characters come out for that. And then I think I'm going to do Samurai in 2 parts, maybe 3. So that's where we're at. That's the trajectory of the tier list. So you won't see another one for a while here, but appreciate everyone watching this one. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You may be watching a lot of my stuff and not know you're not subscribed, so take a look for me if you did enjoy it. I really appreciate it. And comment your thoughts below. You know, I mean, this one was pretty vibes based, but I think I was honest, a little brutally honest at times, but that's tier lists. You know, you gotta get in there and make your opinion known on some of this stuff. So love to see you down in the comments. I'll see you there. All right, bye.